Jack, I'm flying. Jack. Jack? What are you doing? You'd rather draw a one-legged prostitute than hold my sexy waist? I mean, look at me. After looking at me, I'd probably want to draw a one-legged prostitute with armpit hair than look at me anyways. I can't blame him. Anyways, guys, as you can tell from my intro, this is a review for Titanic. This is going to be a new segment I'm doing for like my favorite movies of all time, and Titanic is my favorite movie of all time. There's two reasons that made me do a video for Titanic. One is because it's my favorite movie of all time and it's awesome. And two is because me and my girlfriend were at Walmart yesterday and they have it for $10. That's $15 cheaper than Amazon. That's insane. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my review. And if you've never seen Titanic, too bad, because if you haven't seen Titanic, you have not lived. Titanic is directed by James Cameron, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, and Billy Zane. Another important role in the movie is a big wooden door, and its name is Jack, You're Gonna Die, because only one person can fit on me at one time. You know, originally they made Titanic because the ship was said to be unsinkable by the people that built it. What do you know? In 1912, on its maiden voyage, it hit an iceberg and it sunk to the bottom of the sea. So basically, James Cameron took the ship Titanic, put it in some water, and then he put Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet on a boat on it together, and it ended up going like this. I bet you never knew you could relate to Titanic with two chapsticks, a bottle of Gatorade, and a wallet. Leonardo DiCaprio plays a poor third-class passenger that came across tickets on the Titanic in a lucky hand at poker. And Kate Winslet plays a rich, spoiled brat that's on the first class, and she's supposed to be getting married to Billy Zane. Billy Zane is a complete dickhead and an asshole, and he should die because he thinks he's better than everybody else on the ship, and he'd probably kill everybody if it meant that he lived. Can you believe that people actually like that exist? Titanic is about to sink and all these people are freaking out trying to survive, and only maybe half the people on the ship are going to survive, and Billy Zane's over there like, oh, well, the better half won't die. There's some parts in this movie that are cheesy, like the fake intro that I did, that part of the movie when Kate Winslet's being held by her waist and she's like, Jack, I'm flying, but I'm standing on my feet on a boat or a ship, whatever. But I'm flying, just know that I'm flying, but I'm on my feet. That's really the only cheesy moment I can think of, but I still liked it. Leonardo DiCaprio really makes you invest in his character. He's one of the greatest actors we have now, and back then he was on the rise in his career, and now he's, like I said, one of the greatest actors we have today. He's really one of the only actors today that I think that when he's in a movie, I see his character and I'm not just like, oh, that's Leonardo DiCaprio. As far as character development, the character development comes through as Jack, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Rose, played by Kate Winslet, as they make their little relationship and they start falling in love, and how they're so happy together, but Rose doesn't want to be with Billy Zane because he's so self-conceited and he's mean and he slapped her. You shouldn't be mean to her. If you weren't mean to her, then she wouldn't be out partying and drinking with Jack Dawson because he's better to her. But any guy that hits a woman, I have a deep disrespect for. Kate Winslet plays an always outstanding role, from walking in knee-deep water, swinging an axe to get Jack free, saying she's flying when she's on the ground, when she won't let Jack on the door because she wants to live, when she lets Jack die and she just pushes him in the water, and when she stands on her tippy toes and thinks she's cool. She did all those things outstandingly. One of my favorite things about this movie is the score by James Horner. I have that score on my phone. Whenever I hear it, I suddenly just flutter my wings like a bird, and I put my arms up and I feel like I'm Rose, and I say I'm flying. I once did that in the middle of class, and everybody looked at me like I was a retard. That did not happen. Don't listen to me. But when I do listen to it, I do want to do that. Listen to that. James Cameron does a always spectacular job directing a movie. There's scenes when people know they're about to die and there's an old couple laying on a bed together and there's water rushing into the room. And they're just hugging each other, bracing for the last few seconds of their life, and they're just loving each other, knowing they're about to die. And there's another scene where there's a mom and two kids laying on a bed, and there's just water rushing in the room, and she's telling them a story, and they're about to die. And what, like, how do you feel about that? There's two little infant kids about to die. It's kind of messed up, but it's good. It's sad. There's a scene where Mr. Andrews, which was the guy that designed Titanic, and Rose and Jack are running by, and she just sees Mr. Andrews standing there looking around inside of the ship when it's about to sink. She's like, "Mr. Andrews, come on, we're gonna go die, come on." He looks at Rose and he's like, "I'm sorry I didn't build you a better ship, Rose." And then Kate Winslet comes and hugs Mr. Andrews, and I'm talking to a curtain. Another thing that I have to ask why. Why did they find one door? It's that wooden door I told you at the beginning of the movie that plays a very significant role. That one door, and there's not another door on the ship. Apparently there was only one door on the ship, and there was not another door in sight anywhere. We all know there was more than one door. Why didn't they go be like, "Hey, let's go grab a couple doors, and that way we can float on the icy cold water, so that way we'll have a better chance of surviving and the other ships will come save us." Or we can just ignore that survival instincts and we can just go into the water and freeze to death, and then they can see our dead bodies and just leave us in the water. That sounds good too, right? Another thing that I thought was kind of messed up was when old Rose takes the big diamond the size of my head and she just throws it in the water, knowing that the researcher guy was looking for that for like all of his life. Just give it to him. Like, he's been spending his life looking for that thing. You know how happy he'd be if you gave him that? I guess maybe she wanted the diamond to be with Jack. Maybe Jack turned into a mermaid and he was down there, and maybe he caught the diamond when she threw it. Maybe he's down there with a crab that talks and sings named Sebastian, and a yellow and blue fish named Flounder. Maybe that's the world he lives in now. Anyways, guys, you know that Titanic is my all-time favorite movie, and for that, I'm gonna give it an A+++++++. Everything's good. I love every single thing. The directing by James Cameron, the roles by Leonardo DiCaprio, my favorite actress Kate Winslet. The score is probably my favorite of all time, and I cannot complain with one single thing from this movie. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep coming back to my channel. Keep checking for new videos, film with HD. So this concludes my Titanic movie review, and I'll see you guys later.